Okay. So a lot of new sellers when they come on, they always ask me like, should I start FBA first or FBM first? And it's kind of like a question that's almost
Mhm.
irrelevant, you know? But with that being said, what do you see is the most significant advantages by selling through FBM for you personally?
Definitely the cash flow because you get your payouts like so much sooner, like 2 weeks or maybe even sooner if you have express payouts.
Right.
So I would say like if you pick some shoes up at the Nike outlet, you can list them today, and if the rank is good, you can sell them today
Mhm.
and get paid at like as soon as possible, and then you reinvest those profits
Right.
FBA.
Yeah. I think cash flow really bodes well for new sellers too, because I think they don't understand that once you try to sell something through FBA, it's going to probably take weeks for it to even get on the listing, you know? So,
Mhm.
so in that aspect, if a new seller was to tell me that he just started selling, should he do FBA or FBM, and he doesn't have that much money, then maybe FBM
Mhm.
is the way to go because at least you can get your money back ASAP, right?
Yeah, it depends on the capital that they have too.
Right, right.
Yep.
As far as disadvantages, what would you say is the most apparent disadvantage selling FBM?
Um, Disadvantage, well, definitely the shipping costs. So I'm in California. If I were to ship to New York, I would
Mhm.
have to adjust my template
Right,
and see where that goes at.
right,
Another disadvantage would be not being able to win the buy box against FBA offers.
mhm,
So that's another disadvantage. But
right,
if you have your shipping template set to 0 day handling, you can definitely win the buy box against FBA offers for sure.
right. Yeah, I've I've been doing much more FBM, and I've been told by new sellers that whenever they try to list FBM, they never get the buy box. I'm wondering, first of all, I'm not sure what merit that is, like how much has he been selling, how long has he been selling, but I do think if you're selling FBM, like you alluded to, you don't win the buy box as much. I think if you have history, a good track record, I
Yep.
think you can still compete, generally speaking, pretty well against FBA sellers. Um,
Yep.
so like I'll always FBM things that if there's a big box retailer on sale, right? Things are on sale that I know damn well once it gets to Amazon inventory, the price is going to plummet. I will ship it to my house and FBM those. And I generally find that I'm not going to act like if I match FBA, I'll get the buy box, but like
Mhm.
$1 or $2 lower than the buy box, I
Yes.
can still win the buy box. And
Yeah.
honestly, I'll take that over when the buy box is $10 less in 3 weeks, you know?
Yeah. There's also a little side, there's a buy box, right? And then there's like a little bottom buy box, like below the actual buy box that
Uh-huh.
says other sellers.
Right.
So those are usually the FBM offers.
Right.
So those also come up there. So I think that's also kind of good showing up on
Right.
that little buy box.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that what I also do on FBM, I'll look at the number of sellers on there and I'll look at their delivery promise, right? Like if I can match someone's delivery promise and their FBM, I know I can probably beat them, you know?
Yeah.
Um,
Especially with 0 day handling. That also helps
yes,
out.
zero helps. I do 1 day handling. I'm not, just because
Oh,
I'm not sure if I can
okay.
get it out that day. So I'll do one, but even with one, you can win because by default it does five,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, yeah.
Also, another tip would be looking at the buy box statistics.
Uh,
So if you look at the buy box statistics and you see the check mark, it means that FBA is if like you kind of look at the percentages. If mostly FBA is winning it, then
mhm,
it would make sense to FBA that product. But
right.
if FBM had like they don't have the check mark, but they're winning a good percentage of the buy box, it
Nice.
makes sense to FBM the product on that
Right.
end too.
Okay.